And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on a Tuesday evening. Giants win. They beat the worst team in the major leagues, the Chicago White Sox. But honestly, more than that, Robbie Ray looked really good out there. Even though he's pitching against the White Sox, if you watch the game, his location was fantastic. He was spotting that slider. He was elevating that fastball. He looked really good. So it was nice to see Robbie Ray bounce back. Glenn, you're at the game. Let's hear it.
Let's see. It was wasn't the most exciting game, Eric. I'm trying to look for adjective. I'm like trying to be assertive about the win. A win is a win is a win. I'm no longer questioning if it was a bad team or a good team. At this point of the season, Eric, every win is a big win, whether you're playing the best or the worst. We come out on top. Robbie Ray got the job done when they pulled him. The fans were pretty, you know what? They saluted him. He saluted back in a mild-mannered way.
Went to his bat. Yeah, it was good. That was good.
Yeah, that was kind of cool because a lot of people, I don't like it when the pitcher comes off and he's like, fans, no
stoic
fans here.
He just
he did a little. He gave
a little
nod. Great opening to the show, Eric. Your choice of music. I mean, it was no Wilmer Flores song, but it was a good start to the show. We're on the air. It's gonna be a good night. Do you ever have a night when you feel like it feels like a Friday? I don't know why.
Yeah, you get some of those. There's today for me, no, not so much, but yeah, I get what you're saying. There's some times where you just feel a little bit more motivated, ready to go, feels good.
I put in a full day, and then at the night at the ballpark, just feels like I'm heading into the weekend. I should be relaxing tomorrow. My wife said, no relaxing. She's got a full slate for me tomorrow. So let's get on with the show. What did you think? Did you watch it or did you listen on KMBR?
I watched it, and it was good to see. It was nice to see Robbie Ray go out there and deal. I was impressed. Again, I see a lot of people. Yeah, I understand that the worst team in the major leagues are still an MLB team. I get it, but they suck. Come on, White Sox suck. Their lineup is like the worst lineup in all of baseball. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look, I'm trying to be a little bit more, what do you want to say? I hate using the word realistic because this is dumb. But yeah, you got to see what your competition. At least they didn't play down to the competition, and they were able to put up 4 runs, which was nice. Again, like I said, Robbie Ray, he was able to locate his pitches. That's what I like to see. Even if it's a bad team that you're playing against, he's making his pitches. And you know what? One big thing we need to talk about even before that, news came down that Patrick Bailey hit the IL. That's going to be tough for the club. He's probably going to be out for a while. Usually when you get a strained oblique, you're going to be out for quite a while. I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't come back for the whole regular season, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it could be season ending, Eric. You won't see him till the playoffs, Eric.
Yeah. Playoffs?
I am just a casual fan, keeping it real, Eric. A win's a win. Like I said, hey, the Chicago White Sox. Now, when you come to the table at me tonight and you say, well, they're the worst team. They beat the Yankees on the weekend. Yankees beat them 2 out of 3. Yeah. They beat the Padres. Padres beat them 2 out of 3.
Eric, don't get me wrong. I get it.
Bad teams, the worst team in the league can still beat you. So a win is a win is a win. We're heading into September. We got to build momentum. Steamroll in, Eric, because after September 2nd, won't be an easy task. It's going to be uphill all the way.
Hey, I'm not even going that far out. After they play Chicago tomorrow, they're going to Seattle. That's not going to be easy. They go to Milwaukee. That's not going to be easy. Then you come home against Miami, which is okay. You're making your money against the White Sox, and you're making your money, and you could make your money against Miami. So yeah, I mean, there's a potential there, but again, you got some tough teams in the middle of those two. We'll see how it plays off. Well, that's all we could say, right? Go out there every day, see what happens. You never know. It's baseball. Maybe they could get on a run. Maybe they make a strong play for that third wild card, but we'll get more into it when we get into the out-of-town scoreboard. How about that? But that Patrick Bailey injury, that's going to be huge because now Casale is going to be behind that plate for most of the time. I guess they called up Jackson Reitz. Even though we saw Tom Murphy in the dugout, he ain't going to be behind the plate.
Well, at least we found him.
Yeah, we found him. We found him. Yes.
Eric's been calling out, Tommy boy, Tommy, where are you?
Oh, yeah.
One thing I can say,
yes,
Eric.
anonymous.
One thing I can say about Casale that I can't say about a lot of guys in this roster. For a 205 batter,
he had a couple of good games already.
He's clutch.
He has been.
He's been clutch. 205, but he's been clutch. He's been more clutch. Actually, you know what? It was our underdogs tonight. Casale had a decent game. Yastrzemski 2 for 4. It was kind of the unsung heroes, if you will, stepped up and got the job done tonight. We'll take a look at it in detail. Why do we do that now, Eric? Let's
and now, today's Giants in Review on Giants Sports Talk Live.
You really wanted to get into it. Holy cow. Trigger finger.
I was a little bit fast on the trigger there. My bad. Sorry about that. There you
go.
No
worries whatsoever.
The Giants take the win, beat the White Sox 4-1. Giants are now 65-63, 2 games above 500. How about that? San Francisco got 7 hits, 4 runs, only 1 error. White Sox looked like crap. Only had 3 hits on 1 run with 1 run. Here's the lineup. Fitzgerald looked a little rough. I mean, he did get a hit, which was nice, but he had 3 strikeouts. He had a kind of a rough game. Wade Jr., he didn't get a hit, but he was able to walk twice. Ramos had a good game. He walked in a run, and then it looks like he had a hit that also scored a run. He had 2 RBIs along with 2 walks. He had a decent game. Conforto, 0 for 2 before he got pulled for Canna. Matt Chapman had a hit, also had a walk, but he also hit into 2 double plays. You don't like to see that, but hey, they scored enough to win. As you said, Yastrzemski with 2 hits today. Again, Yastrzemski, he's one of those guys. Sometimes he's out there hitting the ball all over the place, and then there's sometimes he just looks really bad. It's Yastrzemski. Strada had a hit today, which was nice. McRae 0-4. He also had 3 strikeouts. He didn't have a very good
3
game
strikeouts
today.
in his brief Major League Baseball hitting streak of 4 is done. He came back to earth.
And you got Casale with a hit and a run. The both times he got on base, he scored. How about that?
And as far as pitching, Robbie Ray, 6 2/3, gave up 3 hits, only 1 run. It was earned, struck out 9 in his 6-2 plus. Shelley, big man, Sean Shelley, he was pretty decent. Only pitched to batter, got the batter out. Rogers pitched. Ryan Walker with the save.
Shut it down. That's what he did.
For once, look at that. Look at that relief pitching line.
That's
no hits,
better.
no runs, no hits.
Compared to yesterday, remember yesterday, 3 guys had 2 hits each. You don't like
dicey.
To see that.
Oh, yeah. yes. It was dicey yesterday, Eric. But today, got the job done on the heels. So I guess they were fired up watching Robbie Ray. Did well. Great pitching performance all the way from first to last out.
Yep, absolutely. So nice to see that. These are the teams you got to beat, right? I mean, when you're playing against the worst team in the major leagues, you got to be able to beat them. And the Giants have taken care of business in the first 2 games. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a lot of fun. You got Crochet going up against Webb. We'll get into that more a little bit later, but that should be a good game. But a couple of things in the news. I already talked about the Bailey thing. I don't know what the reverberations of that injury is going to be because he hasn't been, and it kind of made sense that he probably was fighting through an injury for the simple fact that for the month of August, he hasn't done a whole lot of anything with the bat. He's been great behind the plate, for the most part. But yeah, now you're going to have Casale and Jackson Reitz. That's definitely going to be a hole in the lineup. Even though Casale's had a couple of good games, when he's back behind there for the next month and a half or so, it's I don't know if he'll be ready for that. We'll see.
Eric, I think the fans are getting a little too critical, though. I mean, here we are. We won the game in pretty decent fashion. No, I'm not nice win. Great pitching. And I see Greg's 7 hits. Very pathetic lineup. Well, the Dodgers got 7 hits today, Eric, and they're not a pathetic lineup. The Seattle Mariners, guess how many hits they got? They've got 7 hits.
There you go.
So Seattle and LA Dodgers are in the bottom of the 8th inning right now, tied at 3. It's the only game going on right now, Major League Baseball, and they both have 7 hits. So
oh boy.
I don't think, you know what, this hasn't been a season in Major League Baseball. If you look at the rosters around baseball, both National League and American League, Eric, and take a look at, I'm looking right now at Seattle, the hitters. 229, 209, 221, 213, 247, 233, 212, 256. I flip over even to the Los Angeles Dodgers, 202, 210, 228, 245, 254, 263. This has not been a season where guys are tearing the cover off the ball, whether it be around the diamond or over the fence, Eric. This has been a pitcher's season.
Yeah. Well, is it really the pitcher season, or is it just the hitters are different than they have? I mean, I don't know what it is, man.
Well, it's either one or the other. It's either the pitchers or the.
Well, see, because it's the way that that they're playing these days. It's different. It's all about the damn long ball. It's not about putting the ball in play, playing the small ball. I see a lot of that in the chat. You know, you don't see that a lot in Major League Baseball today.
Speaking of the long ball, we got an announcement coming up later on in the show. It has to do with the long ball, Eric. We're going long. We are Listen, when we went out and got our, technically our first big guest, we weren't messing around, were we? You want to tell them right now?
Let's let it percolate. How about that?
Cauldron all boiled up.
Yeah.
All right, it's in the cauldron. Guys, stick around later in the show. We're going to tell you about our first guest coming up this weekend. It'll be a special edition of Giant Sports Talk Live. We will have a major guest coming in. This is just the first. I told Eric when we started the show, I said, well, I've got a lot of contacts. I'll get us some good guests. He's like, you're going to get us some third baseman in the minor leagues. I'm like, Eric, come on, give me credit. I'm going all the way. And I kind of impressed Eric today. I said, oh, actually, you and I were on a video call.
Yeah, we were.
Yep. Oh, I said, Eric, I got a call coming in. I got to take this call. It's a former Major League Baseball player. He's like, who? See you later, Eric. So I took the call, and I said, we get him lined up. So later on in the show, we'll tell you who that guest will be. We're going to have him on Sunday. I think you have a little, we'll have some drama because I think you got a billboard all lined up for it, too.
Yeah, I got the thumbnail already done.
That's great.
Yep. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun.
I talked earlier today. He always says, I hate bothering you. He's not a bother at all. Greg, he was messaging me. He was watching the game along with you earlier tonight. He said,
Greg or Robert?
Or Robert, I'm sorry. Robert. Yep. Robert was watching. Did I say Greg? I got Greg on the mic. Because he's in the chat. Robert, when he comes in, he said he wanted to come on the show and talk about the game. So I said, sure. He goes, do you think Eric would let me? I'm like,
yeah, come on, man.
I said, if Eric doesn't let you, you just talk to me.
I'm not no ogre or nothing.
Eric's the negotiator. I take you behind the
negotiator.
Yeah. Eric's the what did I call you in a previous show? I said, you're kind of not the glue that holds it together, but you're the voice of reason.
Yeah.
You're the voice of reason, except when that happens.
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I'm out behind the woodshed kicking the crap out of you. That's all. You want to go? I'll go, right? What did I upset you, Eric?
No, not at all.
Oh my gosh! I see you. You
no,
went to
you were asking what
Studio 3. You're in Studio 3.
you say I'm not a negotiator, but I'm the wizard, right?
You're behind that curtain. You're behind that curtain. I never know what you got going on.
You never know, man. You never know.
So hopefully we'll get him on the show. He just wanted to come on and say hi, talk about the game.
Sure.
In a few minutes' time, we'll take a look elsewhere around Major League Baseball. I mentioned one game. It's in the 8th inning, 3-3 Seattle and LA. I'm looking forward to taking a look at what else happened in Major League Baseball today and how it will affect those standings. What else you want to talk about, Eric?
I tell you what, we should get into this too. Did you hear who was released today?
Who was released by which team?
The St. Louis Cardinals.
If you're bringing it up on our show, I would have to say that was Brandon Crawford.
Yep. Unfortunately, he was seen the door at the St. Louis Cardinals. It's probably going to be the end of his career, I'm guessing. I mean, I think the guy was batting like 169 or something like that. Granted, he didn't have a whole lot of at-bats, but I think we all understand, it happens with every player, right? You get to the point in your career where it's just, you just can't do it no more. But you know what? The guy was a fantastic Giant. We had so many memories as far as him as a player playing at shortstop. I know we kind of, this has been talked about after he left, but it's looking like it's the end. So it's probably a good idea to acknowledge.
So.
It's a good idea to, acknowledge Brandon Crawford. The guy was a phenomenal shortstop while he was with the Giants. Had some clutch hits. Who could forget that grand slam? You were there, right, in Pittsburgh when he hit it in that wild card game with Mad Bum on the mound. He silenced the crowd. I mean, and let's not forget the double play in Game 7 in Kansas City.
And I was going to say to you, why do I always look back? If you were to look up in statistical annals, like you said, oh, you were at that game. And I said, yeah, that was the game when he hit the home run. And Pirate fans went saw who was pitching that game.
Yeah, who was pitching that game?
Mad Bum.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seems like every big game when something big
2014, happened. Dude, was 2014 was the year of Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah. So a 37-year-old
he did, Eddie.
Shortstop who had a great career. Eric, I think it's time to, ride off into the sunset, the blaze of glory. Look at the career you had. You don't want to tarnish your career by trying to hold on to. I've said this, too many players do this. Don't try to hang on and be known as the guy who, he really struggled the last 3 or 4 years, didn't he? He had a terrible year. He only got 28 game appearances this year. Did not hit well.
No, he didn't. It sucks. I mean, like I said, sometimes you just got to recognize, hey, maybe I just don't have it no more. And it's, it's maybe time to hang them up.
Giant fans really came upon management. Didn't bring him back. Oh, well, that was one of the wisest moves. One of the wisest moves management made.
I'll tell you where I wanted him. I didn't want him to be a full-time player. What I wanted him to be is I wanted him to be that mentor for Luciano, because at that time, Luciano was supposed to be the shortstop of the future. So I wanted that. I wanted some of that bleed over of Brandon Crawford to be able to mentor this young player, show him the ropes, what it's like to be a big leaguer, what it's like to be a shortstop. That's the value that I wanted from him. I didn't want, look, did he would he have taken up a spot in your 26 man? He would have. But I think that could have been invaluable to a young upcoming shortstop, having that guy in your ear, take him under his wing, so to speak, and be able to teach him. That's what I wanted with Brandon Crawford. I knew that his quote unquote productive days as a player probably were over, but I just wanted him to be the guy to help the young guys. That's all.
And I know I don't fall into favor with a lot of the fans, even guys in the chat. Now, do you see? I just saw something. Oh, okay, you can take that one. I got something else in the chat here.
All right. Says Eric, I think you're right. It sucks to see that it's probably the end of Crawford's career. Honestly, I expected Brandon Belt to last longer to win. Oh, yeah, that is. I don't understand the whole Belt thing. That was a little bit weird. I thought he had a couple of more years at least under his. No pun intended. I thought he had a couple of more years under his belt.
Hope Springs says it was the way the Giants let him go, not the fact that they let him go.
Yeah, that's Eric, a great point, Hope. Great point.
See, I don't agree. I'm on the other side of the fence. Eric, this is a business. It was time to move on.
Hold on.
Now in the Giants chat with Hope Springs Eternal.
Way that they let him go. I think that's the issue. I think with a lot of fans. Is it just because you heard the story? Did you hear the story of what happened, what transpired?
All I heard was he wanted to come back, wanted discussions. There were no discussions to be made, Eric. If I'm going to fire you on a Friday, you're not coming back to work Monday. It's over. It's done. I'm moving on. The team was moving on from him.
I get it. No, I get it. 100% get it. But he actually came out and said, hey, I'm not looking to play I'm here to want to help. That's what he said. I'm here to help. That's the issue I have. And it seemed like there was no reciprocation of communication going back and forth. Look, this guy's been your shortstop since 2011, right? I think he's owed a little respect, at least to have that talk. Hey, this is where we're doing, and kind of go with that rather than just supposedly he just was left out hanging. He didn't hear from him. He had to reach out to them. But
Eric, why was he reaching out to? He knew he had his farewell. He was done last year.
No. I'm talking about the back and forth. Supposedly they had a talk, but then there was anything that transpired after that. I get it. Did I want him to play every day at the short? No, not at all. He was done. I just wanted him to be a mentor. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that, yeah. I guess.
But I understand. I
take my 9 to 5, buddy, from running my businesses. And like you say, if it was myself in the position, Eric, if I worked for you and you said, Glenn, we're going to have to let you go. I don't show up like George Costanza on Monday. Guys, I'm here. Settle down in the office. You go, well, geez, you don't even work here anymore. Or like Kramer, do you work here? Yeah, I work here. Now, you know what? It's done. It's over. You don't show up anymore. It's done. So
I tell you what.
But he had a bad year. He only batted, what, 169?
169. I think it was something like that. It's pretty bad. It was pretty bad.
And the fact that he had such a remarkable, memorable career with such huge accolades as a Giant, should just step away from the game now and be remembered for what he was.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Rudder, okay, what do you say about this? Farhan has no loyalty. What do you think about that? Would you agree, disagree?
Me?
Yeah.
There's no loyalty in baseball. It's a business, Eric.
Okay, fair enough. And you know what? That's a fair assessment because baseball, quote unquote, is a business. I get it. I understand it. I can understand it. For me, I'm a little bit different. I would like to have communication with the guys that I'm in charge of, but hey, if you want to run it as straight business and looking at players as specifically as numbers, hey, I don't subscribe to that, but some other people do.
See, Crawford helped him win 2 World Series. Give him a little respect. I actually dissed the Giants because they brought the panda back after the experiment over in Boston.
Yeah.
They brought him back. I go, and they're like, yeah, but he really contributed in 2012. I go, my God, don't live in the past. We've moved on.
And I do agree with that. See, and that's what's so hard here. Now we're going to go somewhere else here, and it makes sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who'll be pissed off, and I know other networks,
and
fans will be like, oh my God, he was such an instrumental part of the team. Life goes on, Eric.
It does, and that's what's tough. When you want to dish out a lot of money to a free agent, right? What are you basing it off of? You're not basing it off so much as what he can do, even though there is, of course, a lot to that, but it's what they have done. What have they done to earn that contract rather than what do you think you're going to do to get paid? So there's a fine line in what you're paying somebody. Talking about a free agent, you're in to an extent, it's a risk because you never know what can happen. Because once you get paid, sometimes, I'm not saying all players do this, but there's a segment out there that as soon as they get that paycheck, what do you got left to play for?
You saw that? Take a look at Albert Pujols' stats pre and post big sign.
Yeah, big difference. Big difference. And the only time, if you notice, his farewell tour, he put up big numbers. You know why? He knew it was the end, right? So, hey, I'm going to put up some good numbers to make it look like I was something at the end. So I'm not going out there saying that's what he did, but it's a little bit suspicious.
Do you remember the game a couple of years ago, his farewell tour? He hit the home run. Didn't someone steal a home run away from him at Dodger? One of our players went over the fence, took one away.
Yeah.
Who was that?
Talkman.
Yes. Wasn't that a nice play?
That was an awesome game, man. That was an awesome game.
I remember that game. I just forgot. You know how, hey, it's easy to forget who we've got in the outfield, any given night, right? So you are right. He went over the fence over in left field and took that one away. And
that was incredible, man.
Great catch. It was late. It was dramatics because I think it was the 9th inning. He came in as a pinch hitter.
Yes.
Speaking of pinch hitters and dramatics, we got a guest coming Sunday, Eric, and he's going to blow your socks off. Yes.
A pinch hitter. Interesting.
Yeah, a pinch hitting. He's arguably, no, not arguably.
He is.
We're going to have the greatest pinch hitter in the history of baseball on our show this Sunday.
How about that? That should be fun.
Now
that should be fun.
The guys will be hitting Google. Google, who's the greatest pinch hitter in the history of baseball? And it'll probably tell you who it's him.
Let me Google.
My wife's phone is going off. You didn't hear that. It just gave the answer.
Did it really?
Shh. I can't talk. It's so loud. No, Austin Slater is incorrect. I'm sorry. You can come back and play another day. Hey, Val. Val says, What's up?
Hold on. Hold on.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to see how it's not the greatest pinch hitter because it's because oh, here we go. There it is. I found it. It's not the greatest pinch hitter, but there's stipulations.
I still say he's the greatest. I watched some videos about the guy today, and I watched like 7 videos. And
we're getting some
5
guests.
of them said
We're getting some guests or guesses out here. Look.
We got Chili Davis, Matthew.
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live hot take from senior softball games.
I wonder who he guessed.
You want to check behind the curtain, Eric?
Behind the curtain? What curtain?
Yeah. Who's behind the curtain with you?
This guy. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. This guy?
Oh, there he is.
Hey, how about that?
Yeah, World Series champion Matt Stairs, who holds the all-time Major League Baseball for most pinch hit home runs, will join us. He's got 23, by the way. He'll join us for an in-depth look at his career in Oakland, the final Bay Bridge series, what it was like to play with the Oakland A's, state of the game now, his big run to the World Series in 2008. He was monumental. He carried a big stick and walked softly in that series. He had a big NLCS, big World Series. Look at look at the look.
Look at the catcher from the Dodgers. Look at that.
Now, I know Eric rushed off to YouTube, as you guys can too. Type in 2008 World Series and 2008. Oh, check the NLCS first. The NLCS home run he hit, he almost knocked it right out of Dodger Stadium.
He crushed it to right.
Oh, my God. And did you see his swing? I called him Mr. Grip It and Rip It. Do you see the swing on the guy?
The dude
when he hits it, Eric, it's a no doubter.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun, guys. So we'll get into that. We'll have a fun interview with him. Should be fun. Yeah.
And please check your local listings, because we have a game in Seattle on Sunday, which means we'll be able to go live with our special guest coming up around, we guess, early guest, 4:30ish, but we'll make sure maybe 5 for argument's sake. Then everybody's settled in. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know on Friday, Saturday, how that's going to fare out, because he's 4 time zones ahead of us.
Yeah.
So I said, Eric says, geez, he coming in at 2 a.m.? I go, that's a good point. Yeah, so when he called me up today, I said, how about we get you in after the Mariners-Giants game on Sunday so you can go on at like 9 p.m.? He goes, yeah, my wife would appreciate that. So we aim to please.
There you go.
I'm excited. And I told you off air, I've interviewed a lot of people in my career.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I'm really excited about.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
should be a lot of fun.
About 19 seasons in the majors, played with 12 teams. They say, Moneyball?
Mm-hmm.
The Moneyball concept?
Yeah.
They say he's the greatest Moneyball player in the history of baseball.
Right. And there you go. Wasn't he a hockey player? Senior wants to know.
He was a star-studded hockey player and football. He was the top football player in high school in province of New Brunswick. He was an all-around athlete.
The guy was an athlete, yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's going to be a good time on Sunday afternoon. I'm looking forward to that. Should be a lot of good times.
I'm going to sit back and let you do the interview and soak it in like all the rest of our staff guys.
Thanks.
Tell your friends to drop by if you want to check out a decent show. Not that you don't do a great job, Eric, but coming up Sunday, this is one not to miss. We're going to have him in, and there's so much to talk about. A guy who, Eric, he had Hall of Fame numbers if he had played full seasons. The guy was getting some seasons 150 at bats, and he was hitting 28 dingers.
Wow.
He had almost 300.
Yeah, 267, right?
Doubles.
Yeah. Doubles.
No, how many doubles? We'll get his stats later in the week, but the guy had 300 doubles. The guy had 265 home runs. The guy had, he had 30 or 40 triples, and the guy's built like a tank. I go, oh, geez, I thought he would be lucky to make it at first. Picture, he's a heavier, who he reminds me of, Eric? I don't know if when you watched the videos earlier, who he reminds me of is John Kruk.
John Crook.
Doesn't he look like a John Crook?
You know what he kind of reminds me of too? Another Philly. Kyle Schwarber. A little bit.
A little shorter.
Yeah. A little shorter. A little bit more stocky.
What a compact swing on him. Boom.
Yes.
I showed my wife. She's a big baseball fan too. And every swing, she's like, damn, the ball just pops off that bat. It's like hitting a golf ball. Just boom, gone.
Wow.
And like you heard that call of the World Series home run. He hit it into the night.
Yeah.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Long into the night.
I believe that was Buck called that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Buck that called it. And yeah, the guy, like you said, hey, what's up, Mo? He joined, or he started his MLB career at the age of 24, right?
Yeah, which is late.
19 years. I mean, he was in his 40s, and he was still out there swinging in lumber.
He was 23 years old, Eric, and he was playing senior baseball at the field I played on in Marysville, New Brunswick, with the Fredericton Royals. And then a scout saw him. They were scouting another player, and they went, who the is this? And I told you before in prior shows, when I knew Matt when he was much younger, obviously, so was I, Eric, he didn't just clear the fence. There was no one in the league hit home runs like this guy. So the scouts had they went, who's the stocky, pudgy kid? They're like, oh, that's Matt Stairs. You know, like, he was hitting 500-foot bombs in the senior league. And they're like, oh, he's having an off day. They're only 490 footers.
Having an off day.
So he got his break. He played for the Red Sox, the Expos, and we'll take a look at it. I'm just, I want to get through that later in the week, because when it comes to the show, I don't want to be about stats. I just want to go right to the man with the questions. Just pelt him with I got a list of questions a mile long.
I bet you do. Oh, some other news today for those of you who track Giants prospects. Mm-hmm. James Tibbs III, the first pick for the San Francisco Giants in this year's draft, has been promoted to high A. He is now going to Eugene. So he was
Emeralds.
Yes, he's going to the Emeralds. He was only in San Jose for like a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and now he's got his promotion, and now he's going up to the Emeralds. Here, let's take a look at his stats real quick. I brought him up.
While you're getting those ready, Eric, you mentioned earlier Patrick Bailey out with the oblique.
Yeah.
He really wasn't contributing to begin with, Eric.
It's because I think he was fighting that injury. 100%. 100%. I guarantee you he was fighting that injury for a while.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. James Tibbs III. He's only 21. I thought he was a little bit older than that, so he's still fairly young.
Mm-hmm.
Check out his stats. Batting .415 with an on-base of .429, slugging .512 with an OPS of .941. No home runs, but he's got 4 doubles, and that's only in 41 at-bats. Not too bad. He's got 11 strikeouts. That's what are we sitting at then? If he had 41 at-bats and you had 11 strikeouts, what's that percentage? I'm not sure right off the top of my head. Doesn't take very many walks. I mean, he got on-base percentage of .429. It's probably because he's hitting. That's the reason. He's only taking one walk.
The abacus is in the other room. I'll take your word.
But anyways, I mean, you can't. I mean, he's batting .415 in San Jose, so they're rushing him. I'm surprised. I thought they would keep him in San Jose for a little while. But again, James Tibbs III got promoted from low A San Jose Giants to high A Eugene Emeralds. So we need to keep an eye on this guy. Maybe him and Eldridge are promoted around the same time here. Maybe they both go to Double A at the same time. Maybe they both go to Triple A at the same time. That's gonna be something. Maybe he's gonna be your outfielder. That's what he plays, right? Hold on, I didn't even look. I think he's an outfielder, right?
Who are they looking for, Eric? Do you know you were over in that other chat for a while, right? They say Senior said, I'd like to give in on this chat. He isn't in the other chat either.
Huh?
I don't think there's many hanging out in that chat anyway.
Whatever. I could care less.
I'm wondering who they're talking about. Wait, what is it? Some guy who played in the Little League World Series?
Oh, yeah. Johnny. There was a guy that was in the chat over there. His name's Johnny. Him and Senior always were talking Little Leagues because both their sons were in the Little League, and they'd always have great conversations in the chat. I'd always see what they're talking about when me and Dan were doing our show. But I think his son might be in that Little League World Series.
His son.
Yeah, his son. So
Okay. I see. I'm trying to follow the chat there, and I got caught up in Senior saying that, and then he came back with, he was in the other chat, but he's not. I think it was what he's saying is he's
he's not around, so he's probably in damn Pennsylvania. That's probably where he's at.
Could be.
That's pretty awesome, man. I hope he. I wish him nothing but success. Hopefully, I'll see him around.
Hey, doesn't Senior have a kid who's pretty good?
Yeah, his kid's great, man. Matter of fact, okay, he's an outfielder, very weak arm, suspect glove. Ooh, see, that's not good. That's not good. His bat's playing. I don't know. Can he play the infield? Make him your damn second baseman then. Goodness gracious. But if he doesn't have a good glove, that's probably the last place you want to put him. Anyways, that's good to see. You're seeing these young guys being promoted. You see Eldridge, he's having success at in Eugene. Hopefully Tibbs will have success in Eugene because the Giants need this. The Giants need an infusion of some of these young kids who are producing at the MLB level. So let's see what happens. I have to keep an eye on them.
Hey, Morcatna, how you doing? Robert's finally here. I told Robert he can come on to the show later on if he wants it, or whenever he wants. Morcatna? Maybe he wants to come on before we take a look around Major League Baseball. And Hiroku is still feeling it.
No, he's not. No. I know where Hiroku's going with that.
Oh, no, I'm going.
I know where he's going.
Hiroku said playoffs, and then we get out of that quick. So, let's see.
Oh my gosh.
And I see Carter's in there tonight. Eddie F is back.
I don't know. We'll have to find a position.
Talking amongst themselves.
We're gonna have to see where Tibbs plays in. We'll see. Maybe he develops better defense, but his bat's playing. So is his Eldridge's bat is also. All right. How about we get into this? Let's
jump into it.
Let's do this, man.
Let's do it now.
Do it now. Go to the chopper. Come on, do it.
And now, a Giant Sports Talk Live scoreboard update.
All right, here we go. Let me refresh this to see where we're at. Bottom of the 8th, Dodgers pulled ahead against the Mariners. It's now 6-3. They were down. What is it? I think by the 6th inning, I think they were down 3-2, but looks like the Dodgers have poured it on.
Yeah, I told you at last check when we started the show, I told you that was in the 8th inning, Eric, bottom of the 8th.
Yeah.
And Jason Hayward hit a 404-foot bomb with Muncy and Smith on board. So a 3-run shot and a 3-run lead.
And what happened in Florida, Glenn?
In Florida, it was the Diamondbacks scoring a 3-1 victory over the Marlins. Does that really surprise you? Not at all.
Nope.
Let's see. Corbin Carroll is picking up the season slowly but surely. As he had a home run in the 3-1 victory. Miami had 7 hits. Now, Arizona only mustered up 4 hits, Eric, even though they scored that 3-2-1 victory.
Yep.
So there you go.
Weird
and
games,
Lourdes Gurriel had a home run as well for the Diamondbacks.
Kind of reminds me, remember the Giants, what was that, a week or so ago? Remember they scored all 3 runs on sacrifice flies and won the game? Weird.
Hey, I've seen a lot of that. I saw a game the other night. I saw a game at the Ball Yard here in San Francisco the other night. I told you where it was. What was it, 7-0?
Yeah.
And Robbie Ray had only given up 3 hits.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
but that one hit was
that one hit was a grand slam.
And so you take it to Washington now.
Who cares? 3-1 Rockies. Okay, let's go.
All right, Guardians with a 9-5 win over the New York Yankees. 2 teams very evenly matched, Derek. That one looks like a great game. Guardians outlasted 9-5. That one went 12 innings, by the way.
And look how many runs they scored in the 12th. What happened?
Yeah, 6 runs. It was the longest game this Major League Baseball season, Eric.
Wow.
And, of course, who played in the shortest game of the season?
The Giants.
That's right.
Yep.
So the Guardians, 9-5 winners, belting out 12 hits in the win, 6 runs, 12th inning.
How do you score that many runs in one inning? That's incredible. That's a meltdown. That's a bullpen meltdown. Then again, you're in the 12th inning. So you probably got guys, you probably had your scrubs out there by the 12th inning, to be honest with you. Down in Toronto, I shouldn't say down, over in Toronto, you had the Blue Jays facing off the Reds, beat the hell out of the Reds, 10-3. Look at that. George Springer hits 2 home runs for the Blue Jays. They pull it out against the Reds. As I said, 10-3.
It's funny you mentioned George Springer there.
Mm-hmm.
George Springer wasn't the only player to hit a home run. If I look at the stats for Toronto for just a second, you got Springer. Springer had a pair. Alejandro Kirk had a home run. Spencer Horwitz had a home run.
Wow.
Who else?
Alejandro Kirk, man, that guy
Leo,
looks like a damn
Leo
fire.
Jimenez. Leo belted one as well. Leo. He sounds like
Leo.
somebody who should be playing in Marysville in the senior league too.
Well,
Leo.
no Eddie Clement home run?
Eric, it's Ernie. Think Ernie and Bert.
Whatever.
Tell me how to get to Sesame Street. Well, the Blue Jays.
He's up there with Licky Lopez. Licky Lopez.
Licky Lopez.
Oh, man.
Oh, you think that's funny, do you?
Oh, that was great.
The Orioles got back to the winning ways today, Eric.
Yeah, the Orioles redeemed themselves from yesterday's loss against the Mets. They beat the Mets 9-5.
Licky Lopez.
James McCann makes his old team pay with a home run. How about that? So, yep, Orioles back on top, beat the Mets. That helps the Giants because the Mets lose, the Giants win. But let's see what happened in Atlanta, Glenn.
Well, in Atlanta, Marcell Ozuna homered to help the Braves top the first place Phillies 3-1. Remember that guy who pitched against? This is the cool thing. We're cycling through so many teams so quickly now that are playing other teams that we're facing, in the standings, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw this guy Grant Holmes pitch at Oracle Park a week ago, and he's the guy with the long hair.
Yeah.
Long, it's beyond mullet. This guy, long hair. Well, Grant Holmes, he picked up the victory today. He's 2-0. And Iglesias.
Wait, no, I don't think so. It says Ronaldo Lopez. He was pitching for Atlanta.
What?
Yeah, Atlanta.
No. I've got Holmes 2-0, Iglesias with the save. Final score 3-1.
What the heck happened there then? Did he come in the bullpen? He must have. Hold on, I gotta look at the box score now. Now I gotta look at the box score. No. Grant Holmes pitched Lopez went 5 innings because he's coming off the IL. Holmes pitched 2 innings. So that's what happened.
Holmes got the win.
Got the win. Okay.
Yeah. And Iglesias had the save.
Gotcha. See, that was weird because it showed Lopez right here. Did you see the?
Is that the new rule? Is that the Eric Romo rule? You don't get the win unless you start the game?
Damn right. That's how I say it. But look at that. He went 5 innings, struck out 10. I guess he must have had no runs going or something. Who knows?
Hey, you know what? When you beat Wheeler, that's a big day.
That's a big day. That's a big day, especially for the Braves. Because remember, they're suffering injuries, man, and they're able to pull it out against the Phillies. That's huge.
That's right.
And down in St. Louis, we talked about it earlier. Brandon Crawford, the news today was released from the St. Louis Cardinals. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is, right, Glenn?
It is what it is.
Brewers pull out the victory against the Cardinals 3-2. Devin Williams fired up after escaping a bases loaded jam. Look at that. Don't go punching the walls, Devin Williams. Remember he punched a door or something and broke his hand?
Yep.
That was a couple of years ago.
Cody Bellinger, 2 for 4. Couple batted in. It was all they really needed. The Cubs beat the Detroit Tigers 3-1. The final score. Just checking the pitching line in that game as well, Eric. And it was Javier Assad picked up the win, 5 2/3 innings. He gave up just a lone run in the victory.
Look at that. Cubs winning again, too. They're right hot on the tails of the Giants. Pirates blank the Rangers in Texas. Check that out. 4-0. Texas Rangers only managed to muster 3 hits. Pirates with 7 hits. Look at that. O'Neal Cruz pads the Pirates lead with an RBI triple.
How many hits did the Pirates have in the win?
7 hits.
See, Eric, half of the teams that won today had 7 or less hits. So when people say that, oh, the Giants, such a terrible hitting team, they only had 7 hits today. Hey,
I think it's 7 hits against the worst team in the. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
You mean the team that beat the Yankees the other day?
They did. 100%.
It's 7 hits against the team that beat the Yankees the other day.
True.
So there you go. Angels, Royals, 9-5. Angels defeat the Royals. Angels, another team that are surprising some people, although they're down and out, only 54 wins. Royals, they're in a bit of a race themselves with their 70th win of the season. Zach Neto gave the Angels the lead with a long home run in that game.
Look at that. And then in Houston, Boston redeems herself from yesterday's loss. Beat the Astros 6-5. Jarren Duran's solo home run. That kid is something. That guy's got everything. He can hit. He can hit for power. He's got some great defense, and the guy can run like the wind. He's a great young player. Again, Red Sox beat the Astros in Houston 6-5.
Let's see. It was 5-2 Minnesota in this game, Eric, in the 8th inning. 5-2 or 5-3 by the 8th inning. But Jerickson Profar had a 3-run home run in the 8th.
Look at that.
Look, they win again. Padres over the Twins 7-5. Let's see. Well, we'll be taking in a moment. We'll be taking a look at the standings, but these are teams that continue to win. Erica, Padres,
yes.
The hottest team in Major League Baseball, 72nd win of the year.
Yep, Padres and the Diamondbacks both are back in their winning ways. They kind of scuffled a little bit, but now they're back doing their thing. Rays beat the Athletics. Kind of a boring one. That's whatever. 1-0. Each team only had 3 hits. And then
how many? 3
hits each. That's
Yikes.
it.
And as you heard earlier, the Giants with a 4-1 win over the White Sox. The Giants, another big victory thanks to Robbie Ray's performance. Giants are hanging around, Eric. I don't want to waste any time tonight. I believe it's time just to head on over to the standings. Let's check the wild card, how it's shaking out today. With the Giants winning, some of those other teams won as well. Still no update. It is 6-3 down in LA.
Still 6-8. It looks like they got a guy on second base with 1 out. I'm talking about Seattle.
I fell off my chair again. Let me
Hey now.
Sorry.
All right, here we go. National League wild card. You got the San Diego Padres again sitting atop of the first wild card. Arizona Diamondbacks in the number 2 spot. Atlanta Braves still holding on to that 3. Look at this. Not much change from yesterday, right?
No.
New York Mets 2.5 out of the 3rd. Giants are still 3.5 out. Chicago Cubs are 5.5 out. The Cardinals are now 6. These teams higher might be falling to the wayside. The Cardinals.
The Mets have that one game at hand in the seeing the loss column there. They have or is it 2 games? My God. Yeah, 2 games, but that obviously evens up to 1 in the standings. And the Braves, Eric, do you think this is where the Braves now are going to? I know they won today. And how long can they keep winning with a depleted lineup? And it isn't just depleted. They have a shambles of a lineup.
They're doing it. They're getting it done. Don't know how they're doing it, but they're getting it done. It's going to this is going to be.
What I'm saying in Atlanta, just what I'm saying right here in the Bay Area, just down the street from the ballpark. I don't care who it is we beat. Atlanta's saying the same thing. Just isn't that it? What team? Wasn't that a famous? Just win, baby.
Oh, there you go.
Just win, baby.
You're quoting the great Al Davis.
Just win, baby. That's another Bay Area slogan.
Yep. Take a look at the American League real quick. The Yankees sitting at the number 1 wild card with the Minnesota Twins in a second, tied with the Kansas City Royals. You got Boston only 3.5 out. They're in the race. Seattle still kind of there, but it looks like right now it's these 4 teams. Maybe the Mariners can make a run. They're going to be playing against the Giants. Are they going to make up some room or make up some ground? I don't know. We'll find out.
No, they'll get swept. Thanks, Eric. We never take a look at the American League, but there isn't much action. Not much to report over there, is there?
No, not really. Let me go back to the scores real quick, see if there's an update. Top of the 9th. Nope. Looks like the game's over. 6-3 final. That's what it looks like.
6-3 is.
Wait, no, it's not. No, it's. Hey, why is it
2 outs in the 9th.
It's 2 outs. Gotcha.
2 outs in the 9th there. I am right on it here. Dominic Canzone, the left-handed batter, is at the plate for Seattle. Daniel Hudson is in. getting ready to dish his 14th pitch of this game. Hudson in. Dominic Canzone is at the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Give you an update in just a moment.
Interesting.
How's that for following the game?
How about that? You know what? I wonder. Let me see something here. I'm going to take a look at something here.
You're not.
Yeah, I am. Here we go.
By the time you get it,
take a look at this.
By the time you do it, it's going to be over.
Oh, how do we want to do this? Want to go batting average?
2 balls, 2 strikes. He's got 2 balls on him, Eric.
Hey, how about that? Let's take a. You want to do? Let me see this. Yeah, why not? Let's take a look at this. We haven't looked at this before. Why not? Something just a little bit different. Let's take a look at some league leaders in stats. How about that?
All right, let's do it.
Look at this. For batting average, this is all MLB. You got Bobby Witt leading the charge. 352, man. Holy crap.
Well, take a look. Right away, Eric. Look what's popping off the screen at you. The American League is the batter-friendly league, isn't it?
Yeah, you got Ozuna, and that's the only National League guy in the top 5 there. So you
and
got Aaron Judge
in at number 5.
Okay, tell me this, guys. Here, let's talk about this real quick before we go any further.
Game's over in LA.
Game's over. Who is your American League MVP today? Today, who is your American League MVP?
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge, really?
You like Eric? You're the one who has preached to the choir. You've converted me. It's all about the bombs. That's what the people want. He's the most valuable player. He's putting fannies in the seats. They love him. Why? He's hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Okay. Let's take a look at this, shall we?
And the media in New York causing a bit of an uproar. They're saying he's the greatest bomber of all time, ahead of the likes of Ruth and Gehrig. They say Judge is the most pure power hitter in the history of the pinstripes.
Really?
Which, of course, got Mad Dog Russo pretty fired up earlier this week.
You're going to say that over the Babe? Really?
Yeah, they're saying that Aaron Judge has that sweet swing.
Let's take a look at this.
So I think Aaron Judge would be your winner of the award at this point.
MVP?
What's
everyone else saying? What's everyone else saying?
What were you thinking?
I'm taking a look. It's pretty damn close. Oh, wow.
What?
Interesting.
What?
Take a look.
Don't leave me hanging here. What?
Hold on. I'm just taking a look at this. Let's look.
See, now you hit everything. That's cheating. You got an inside
look at this.
I got.
I
should have known.
You knew this was coming. The wars are fairly similar. Games very similar. Plate appearances. Oh my! Look at that. By 1, you got more hits on the guy on the right than the guy on the left. More home runs on the guy on the left than the guy on the right. RBIs close. Look at the stolen bases. Look at the batting average, the on base percentage, the slugging, the OPS, and the OPS plus. Pretty damn similar, isn't it?
You and that stuff. Would you steal that from the other network?
No, that's my stuff. This is something I paid for, man.
Okay, I thought you might have stole that.
No.
I've seen that somewhere, and I hadn't seen it pop up on our show recently.
Yeah, I could bring it up now. Pretty damn even. I think it's going to go down to the wire.
What do you call this thing anyway?
Stat head.
Okay, Eric says, keep your hands off my stat head.
There you go.
Not to be confused, apparently on September 1st at the game, they're going to have those giant, and I'm not kidding about this, folks. I'm not making this stuff up. They're going to have Eric fatheads at the game at Oracle Park. You know what a big fathead is? You ever see the fans?
I am not having anything to do with no damn fathead.
Apparently there's an Eric fathead going to be at the game.
I am not having anything to do with no fathead.
Yeah, so if you're watching the game, you might see Glenn, 2 people holding up. There'll be a Glenn and an Eric fathead.
Oh, my God. I ain't having nothing to do with it. But anyway, there we go. So you got Judge. Again, WAR is an estimate. They're taking into consideration defense as well. But they're both pretty damn similar. Of course, Aaron Judge has got a lot more power. And Bobby Witt is more of an all-around player. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. What do you guys think? Would you guys go with Judge or would you go with Bobby Witt? And yes, Eddie makes a great point. Great point. Bobby is doing it without stars in his lineup. Aaron Judge he's got some protection, 100%. He's doing that. Bobby Witt is doing that himself. It's going to be interesting to see what the baseball writers decide as far as MVP. It's going to be down to the wire, I think. I like Bobby Witt, man. Why not? Again,
you like Bobby Witt?
I like Bobby.
I say Bobby. I say the star power and the major market.
But you can't do that for MVP, man. You can't do that for MVP.
What do you think, Carter? Who's right? Who's right here?
I think we've obviously seen Judge for a little longer, and I think I'm a little biased towards Judge because of how well he's just been playing in general. But I do think Bobby does play a position that is a little more valuable than what Judge
shortstop over center field.
That's fair. So I do think Bobby is a top player. I really think if you wanted to pick Bobby Witt Jr. over Aaron Judge, I wouldn't totally disagree with you. But with like the dominance that Judge has been putting on, he's leading in every single category other than hits. Yeah. Other than hits, right? I think.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby Witt has more hits.
Yeah.
30 more hits.
I love our chat, Eric. I love our chat, baby.
Yeah, they're great. RBIs are very similar, 111 to 91.
Do you know Heckmo?
That's fair. That is
I know.
fair.
Heckmo's good.
Well, you know Heckmo?
Heckmo's good.
He says your fat head's on Dan's wall looking over his shoulder right now. Any truth to that? What do you think of that, Carter? They're going to have a big fat head of Eric at the game September 7th.
I ain't having nothing to do with that. I ain't having nothing to do with that. No. Nope.
Yeah, I'd agree with Eric. Just don't care. Don't care.
Either one. I can't look. You can't go wrong with either of them, honestly.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Witt just because the dude's a little bit more dynamic. Don't get me wrong. So is Judge. I mean, you can't. Yeah. I mean, goodness. It's 1A, 1B.
Yeah. I mean, I think that when I look at Bobby Witt Jr., I see a guy who could be like the best player in baseball. I mean, he reminds me a lot of A-Rod in a lot of ways. He's super fast. He's got a great bat and a great glove. I mean,
he really is a 5-tool player, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a 5-tool player. Totally. He can run, hit for power, hit for singles, average, everything else. I mean, he can do it all. But I just think that I'm also looking at Judge's OPS and his slug. I mean, just look at Judge's slugging percentage, in my opinion. That would be the first thing I would look at when I'm looking at these two players, because they're pretty damn close in everything else.
Heckmo says, show off a sweet Bobby Witt Jr. rookie card.
All right, I'll get one out for tomorrow's show.
There you go.
Nice.
Heckmo, you tune in tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Well, no. Oh, yeah. Tomorrow will be 8 o'clock because it's an afternoon game tomorrow. So show up tomorrow at 8 o'clock and you will see a rookie Bobby Witt Jr.
A hump day special tomorrow night. So what do you think it is, Carter, about the Eric just had the stats up there. What makes the American League such a hitter? Is it ballparks? Is it players? It's a hitter-friendly league compared to our National League.
I mean, I think one of the things that does factor in is that there's a lot of guys who are using short porches over the American League. That's not unfair. But I also do think like the bigger collection of like young talent is also over there, I think. I'm not going to say it's entirely over there because there's talent emerging every day in baseball. But
listen, take a close look at the left and the right. Take a look at the left and right guys. You got Witt, Judge, Guerrero, and Kwan. So you got 4 of the top 5 hitters in the American League are on that list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now take a look at the pitching. You go, okay, so the pitching must suffer. 4 of the 5 pitchers
our American
have the most wins are from the American League.
Look at this guy. Carlos Rodon, 13 wins, God. Man.
The guy
we should have traded. He come from?
The guy we should have traded, Carlos Rodon, has got 13 wins. How about that? Well, whatever. Good for him. He got his big contract.
Run support.
That too. Again, Seth Lugo on top. Then, of course, Scooby-Doo, Tariq Skubal.
Love those shoes.
Yeah.
Chris Sale, Framber. Here we go. Home runs. Let's see who leads, which league leads for the top 5. American League, National, American, National. So almost
could have been a clean sweep there, Eric, if Shohei had signed with the Blue Jays, right?
There you go. Yeah.
The Blue Jays.
Look at that. 45 bombs for Aaron. Woo-wee!
I will say, look at the earned run average and like the pitching for that. That's like 3 American League pitchers. That's
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, for Chris Sale is going to win the Cy Young this year. I don't even.
I think Chris Sale wins Cy Young for National League.
It's not even going to be close, in my opinion. If you're picking anybody else, I feel like something's a little questionable about how you're voting. I don't know, but yeah.
Well, it's baseball writers, man. So it's a little bit. It gets a little bit weird.
Look how exciting it must be, Eric. Look how exciting it must be to go to watch the Yankees on a daily basis as a fan. If you're a casual fan putting on the jersey, going to the game, Soto and Judge have 80 home runs, Eric.
Yeah, exactly. And look at
how many
RBIs.
do the Giants have? How many do the Giants have collectively, Eric?
I don't know.
Matt Chapman hit his 20th yesterday.
Yep. That one was a Soto shot.
To lead the club.
Look at Aaron Judge, 114 runs batted in, dude.
That's what does it for me.
Woo! Look at Vinny.
So he's not just doing it with the long ball, Eric.
No, he's getting a clutch hits. Imagine that.
That's why I think he is your MVP.
Could be, yeah, it could be 100%.
But that's what does it for me. The RBIs, just like the massive gap in RBIs, definitely is a huge factor in my opinion. Since Bobby's a 2-hole hitter, he's not really like raking people in like Vinny might be, for example. But I would say that's
95. That's
pretty impressive. Who I'm shocked at, Eric? I saw his numbers early in the season in fantasy, and I thought, my God, if a team had taken a flyer like Washington, Kyle Finnegan.
Yeah, what's up with that? 31 saves.
So sub-average with the Kansas City Royals for years. And look at him, 31 saves now as a closer. What a nice season. That's
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's having a good
very impressive.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't traded like at the deadline. He would have gotten something back. Like,
look at the hits. Bobby Witt's going to get 200 hits this year. He's going to get 200 hits. When's the last time someone got 200 hits? Honestly, I don't know.
Freddie
Did someone
Freeman.
get it in the last couple of days? I don't know.
Freddie Freeman, 2022, I think.
Did he get 20? He got 200 hits?
Exactly, on the dot.
Jesus, Eric, we can't keep up with these young pups, can we?
Look at that. That's why I'm saying,
stats
even though he doesn't.
Carter, the stats man. Or does he have the computer? You got barely split screen.
I'm checking it right now because I'm not. Oh, okay. 2020. Oh, no. I was one short. No. I was wrong. Who is it? No. It was 199 hits. He was one short.
So who's the last one that hit 200?
I think it was also Freddie.
Hold on. Let me find out.
It was probably Freddie. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe one of his years on the Braves.
You sure it wasn't Altuve? Let me see.
It might have been Altuve. I'm gonna check this again.
Inciarte for the Braves in 2017. He had 201 hits. Ender Inciante was the last player to have 200 hits.
Really?
Yeah, 2017.
Really?
That's the last player. That is pretty damn. Wow. So you got to wait all the way to 2024. I guarantee. I think Bobby Witt. Knock on wood, he doesn't get injured. I think he gets 200 hits this year.
That's another thing. He's been durable as well. I mean, I don't think he's been injured the entire season.
It's a good point there, Ibrahim. Talking about closers, 100%.
Yeah, but then you got Eddie firing back. I don't see many people lining up for his services right now.
I don't think so, man. His value has plummeted.
The stock is plummeted faster than Bitcoin.
He's a negative.
Yeah.
He is way down on there. He's not being picked up by anybody.
And look at Vlad. He's got 154 hits. Duran, the guy I talked about for Boston, has 153. Young kid. Imagine that. Luis Arias, 152. Jose Altuve, 151.
Vladdy Guerrero's having a silently successful season with a bad Toronto team, Eric.
Yep. And check this out. Look who's number 5. The Giants are going to face him tomorrow. Garrett Crochet. He's already got 176 strikeouts. Giants.
You going to that game, Carter? Where you got lined up? I'll be there.
I was there 2 days ago. Yesterday. Yesterday when I was going.
I didn't see you yesterday.
No, I was with my brother. I wanted to show him around Oracle, kind of give him the experience of the Giants fan.
Too busy for us. That's all right. Okay.
Stolen bases, not a surprise. Ellie De La Cruz. Shohei is in second, tied with Terang, Jose Caballero, and then David Hamilton. Whoever, I don't even know who that guy is. And there's quality starts. I could care less, but there you go. Those are your league leaders. Again, watch for this guy tomorrow, man. I think this guy's going to play some havoc for the Giants tomorrow. Giants strike out a lot, and you got a strikeout pitcher on the mound. It could be tough tomorrow.
Giants win 5-3.
Yeah.
Think so, huh?
Giants beat them.
Giants
Home
beat
field
them?
advantage.
Fair enough.
Yeah. We do
Can't
have
afford not to beat the teams you got to beat, Eric. So
well, they already won the series. They won the series. But yes, I think they do need to sweep if you want to try to stay in the cup. Look, you've won the last 2, or you've won the last 3 in a row. And how many games did you advance? A half a game?
Yeah, we're beyond just
game.
winning series now.
You've won 3 in a row, and you've gained a half a game, and that's it.
Pretty much. I mean, looking at this, thankfully, I'm not going to say thankfully because I don't want to see people get injured, but Austin Riley did just get banged up, obviously, for the Braves. And that's going to take away a dynamic that they need. So, I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to free fall now, but they are in a position where they're very, very precarious because they can't rely on Ronnie or Austin or Ozzie. So they're in a terrible situation. They also can't always rely on their pitching because a lot of their guys are injured or on the IL. So it's just, they're basically just trying to gut this thing out and try and get to a wild card.
Whoa, I'm way off. How come, man? Don't believe AI. This is what I got real quick. Sorry about that. Sorry to give you bad information on the hits. Here we go. Hit leaders.
I think it was Freddie in 2023.
Had 185. Bo Bichette had 189. In 2021, Bo Bichette had 91. In 2019, Whit Merrifield, 206. 2018, Whit Merrifield, 190. And look at these. Jose Altuve had 200 hits 4 years in a row. Not too bad. 225, 200, 216, 204.
All right, Eric.
Interesting.
All right, Eric, I'll throw this at you. It has come to my knowledge now that he's basically 1 foot out the door. Bo Bichette, shortstop of the San Francisco Giants. Fitzgerald moves to second base. You've solved half of your infield problem right there.
You thinking that's going to happen in off season?
I'm just saying it would be a worthwhile venture.
Okay. How would you like to? Oh, brother.
I wouldn't.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
that would be something.
You bring in Bo Bichette and one other top quality player. All of a sudden, then you've got a chance to sign Matt Chapman, Eric. Or not sign him, but he stays.
Well, he's going to stay anyways to a certain extent, right? He's getting a guaranteed $30 million. It's up to him whether he wants to.
Oh, now I'm hearing around baseball now is
I know
as good as gone.
Who? Chapman's good as gone?
Yes, Chapman and Snell, good as gone.
I think Snell for sure is
Snell
gone.
will go. I'm Chappie. Sorry, Eric.
I'm hearing Chapman's as good as gone because no sense playing here, and people are gonna snap him up in this offseason. So
I think Snell is definitely gone. Chapman, we'll see. It's up to him. If is he happy here? Does he want to stick around?
I mean, we'll see.
I think he's happy making that. He's got a new girl on his arm. He's playing for the manager he loves playing for. There's a lot of reasons he'd stay here, Eric.
True. That is true.
Well, I think you got to put a few pieces around him. He played with Bo Bichette. They were good buddies in Toronto.
Yes.
It's true.
Bo Bichette, his career has been down a couple of. See, I think you could get. I don't want to write him off yet, Eric.
I mean, with Barry Bonds hanging out in the batting cages nowadays, you never know. You might just want to come around, but I think Bo.
Isn't it $30 million that he get? Isn't that what Chapman got? Was it $30 million or was it less? I can't remember. I could be wrong.
Like 37 every other year.
No, I don't think it's 37. I don't think it's that high for Chapman.
Contract.
What did he sign? What was his contract? Anyone find it out there? Find out what Chapman's. I thought it was close to 30 million. I know Snell is like 30 or 32, something like that.
2024. Getting the contract. Give me a second. Sorry.
Ooh, Gio Urshela went to the Braves. That's smart move by the Braves. They need a third baseman because they lost Riley. That's smart. That's smart. He's not great, but he'll be.
According to Bleacher Report.
Bleacher
Report, August 18th, Andrew Peters. Matt Chapman now expected to opt out of Giants contract and become a free agent. According to USA Today's Bob Nightingale, the San Francisco Giants third baseman, is expected to opt out of the contract at the end of this season.
It's 18. My bad, senior.
Knowing he can earn more on the open market than just the $17 million he will get next year.
And he is, honestly, he's already at 20 home runs.
Yeah,
what's he batting? Hold on, do I still have
442? 442.
Yeah, see,
442, 242.
But to be honest with you,
42.
This 2024's 242 is, 10 years ago, that's like batting 290. So that's just the way it is right now.
Yeah, especially.
And he may wind up doing that. He may say, you know what? Maybe I could get that 5-year deal I've been looking for. He could. Snell for sure. Come on, man. Why would he not test free agency?
Yeah, I mean, it's why wouldn't he? It's not matter.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be worth like upwards of $200 million easily as soon as he hits the open market. I think there are going to be teams jockeying for everything for him. I mean, I'm not sure where he's going to want to go, but he will definitely leave this because why would he
choose where he would? There's going to be so many suitors for Blake Snell.
Have you seen Bo Bichette play short?
No. How is he? Pretty good at short.
Oh my God. Yes. So to say that Fitzgerald probably a better fit at shortstop, I wonder. I don't agree with that.
Can you really go wrong with either of them at either position? To be honest with you, though,
I'd rather actually see Fitzgerald play in the outfield, Eric.
Really? See, we need a. But then who's going to play second base?
You got to go out and get a second baseman. You need a first baseman. Don't tell me we're coming back with Wade or Canna next year.
We do need to go out.
Okay. But again, you got to remember it's all dependent on who's going to be your general manager.
All right, Carter. Talk around the fan base, so to speak. Does Carter want this team to lose? Or do you want this team to win?
Okay, I think Eric did mention this last night. I can see the incentive in wanting to lose because, well, you don't want to see Farhan Zaidi be the GM another 2 years because the guy is a crap GM who doesn't know what he's doing and doesn't understand the nuances of baseball. But I honestly, I don't want this team to lose because that's bad for the players. And you want to see the players do well and play well. I get that. And it would be better for them to get the experience of going to the playoffs and playing well and trying to do something rather than being terrible the entire year and failing. But I want this team to try and make a push at this. And I saw the Hassan Kim thing with Ed earlier. I actually kind of wanted that to happen. But I do think that we should try, at the very least, to try and make a push for the wild card, even if it's a fruitless attempt. We need to at least be shot.
Man, my aspirations are a bit higher. I don't understand why people say, if we just get into the wild card, look, you should be wanting to go to the World Series and win the World Series. That should be your goal.
I'm plugged in, but there's no power to my laptop.
Uh-oh. What happened? I hear you. What's up?
I'm here. I got no power to my laptop. You're gonna lose me any second if I don't fix this.
Uh-oh.
I'm not crawling under the desk. I'm too old for this. I got somebody helping me.
Nice.
Yeah.
But
yeah. No, I get it though, Eric.
You see what I'm saying? I hate
I
don't like that the argument of if we could only get into the wild card. I hate that. You're shooting low, man. You got to shoot high.
No, I get it, Eric. I really do, but I think a lot of the fan base is pretty short-sighted right now. We're not looking very.
You know why? Because of the type of teams we've been throwing out there for the last 5 years. That's why everybody's expectations are dropping because of what's being thrown out in the field, man.
No, Eric, I think our expectation has shrunk. If you're going after, you think Ha-Sung Kim, average player now, Eric. We can do a hell of a lot better than Ha-Sung Kim.
He's not bad though. He's a Gold Glover. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got great defense.
You guys,
he does.
You want to field a team of Gold Glovers like Kim and Chapman and not hit?
But does all this happen with Farhan? That's what I want to know.
It won't. because he's
or do you have to have a new GM? That's what that's kind of where you have to start, because we can sit there and we can talk about this ad infinitum, and guess what? Nothing's going to happen until you get a new GM.
Well, Eric, I don't want to always be anti-establishment. So many of the fan base and the chat and all over the Bay Area, they're like, oh, let's just lose all the games so we can get a new GM. You think a new GM comes in, all of a sudden he waves the magic, like the other night, maybe they found a wand over there on Harry Potter night and they're going to go poof, all these players are now new GM. Everybody's going to want to come and play in the Bay Area. I don't think so, Eric.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, Glenn, because I got something for you.
Of course you are.
I got something for you, Glenn. Hold on one second.
A Wilmer rookie?
No.
No.
Where the hell am I? Nope, that's not what I wanted.
I'm setting him up here.
You're not setting him. Nope.
I'm setting you up. No, I'm setting you up to knock him down.
Oh, gotcha. Here we go. I did this the other night. Okay, can I do it one more time? Yes, here we go. Boom. Down here, right here. That's where I want to be. Let's check this out. You're talking about can a GM wave a magic wand? 1996. That's the first year Brian Sabean was with the San Francisco Giants.
Right.
Look what he did in 1997.
Okay, who did he bring in, Eric?
In 1997, what happened in 1997? Do you remember?
Who did he bring in? Which
traded Matt Williams to get Jeff Kent, and I can't remember the other guys, but he did it.
Oh, the Jeff Kent deal, right?
That was the Jeff Kent. Look, so 1997, they were 90 and 72. In 98, they were 89 and 74. In 99, they were 86 and 76. In 2000, they were 97 and 65. In 2001, they were 90 and 72. 2002, we already know they went to the World Series. They went 95 and 65. 2003, they won 100 games. 2004, they won 91 games. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight years of winning records. 8 straight years. And he did it by doing different things, right?
So, Eric
had to do some trades.
Eric, who did see if you know your Giants history? So they made that trade. Who did they get Jeff Kent from? What team?
Houston, right?
Nope.
Who was it they got him from? I can't remember. Or no, he went to Houston after, right? I can't remember. Who did
I would have forgotten this. Cleveland.
Oh, it's Cleveland. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. They traded Matt Williams and a player to be named later. I don't know who that even turned out to be, for Jeff Kent, Jose Vizcaíno, and Julian Tavares, who bounced around.
There it is, Cleveland. There we go.
And a player to be named later.
He also traded for JT Snow as well. There you go, Grand Admiral. So
and the funny thing was, they said they were quoted as saying the honeymoon is now over for general manager Brian Sabean. He's drawn nonstop criticism after trading superstar and crowd favorite Matt Williams to the Indians.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I've gone from a golden boy to an idiot, Sabean said.
Yep.
I didn't get to this point by being an idiot. I'm sitting here telling you there's a plan.
There you go. I love it, man. Do you see that guy? Do you see? He's not mincing words, man. He's not out there. Well, guys.
Well, the difference was.
Can I do that again, Eric?
Well, guys.
I want to do that again, Eric.
What's that?
1996.
Yes, 1996.
Brian Sabean, and I quote, all of a sudden, I've gone from a golden boy to an idiot. I didn't get to this point by being an idiot. I'm sitting here telling you there is a plan.
There's a plan. Look at that.
Unquote.
Who knew? That's a thing, isn't it?
And he had a plan because, look, he had 8 straight seasons of winning seasons, man.
That may be one of the best quotes in Giants baseball history. I love that.
I mean, come on.
That's in your face.
Now, did he have every single? Oh, cool. Then we had the lean years, 2005 lean, 6 lean, 7 lean, 2008 lean, 2009. Guess what? That's when some of the kids are starting to come up. You got Lincecum. Of course, I think Matt Cain came around 2005, right? If I'm not mistaken, somewhere around there. But Lincecum was coming up. You had Bumgarner getting ready to come up. And like in 2010, you had Posey coming up. You had Pablo, I think, in 2008. So you started putting something together here. And lo and behold,
you still had a good pitching. You had an average team, in my opinion, Eric, but you had good pitching coming up, as you mentioned. Lincecum, Kane, Zito,
Bumgarner,
and Randy Johnson.
Well,
oh,
Randy
you're
Johnson-
talking about you're talking about where it was in the lean years, right? Yeah. But when they started winning, it was the pitching staff for the most part that they drafted.
Yeah.
That's who was getting the job done. And of course, Sabian worked his magic in these in 3 of these 5 years, winning the World Series. He was working his magic.
And he also wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to make it a big deal at the trade deadline.
No. He would go out there, and if his team is in the hunt, he was going to make a move. Period. He was going to make a move.
It's a stark contrast to what we have now.
It's stark contrast compared to what Farhan has given you.
I mean,
Eric, you can't win diddling around picking up Pollocks of the world.
That's the point. You can get a GM in here and instantaneously, it might take a year, to start making significant changes to put together a roster that will compete.
Eric, I would rather see this team at the end of next year. I would rather sit with you guys around this table as we are tonight, and I'd go, Jesus, Eric, it didn't work. Like this was a complete cluster mess. Then sit around going, we did the same old thing. I'd rather them make all kinds of moves, be bold and fail than do nothing at all.
Yes. Because at least you're trying, right?
No,
at least you're
trying. Plus fresh faces. It might be nice to go to the ballpark, see a fresh face there, a fresh team. This is so stale. Guys in, guys out, same crap. No,
it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard to root.
It just gets frustrating. No offense to what we got. They're doing their best, but
yes,
absolutely. I agree. I mean, it's just like we would rather see something completely blow up in everyone's face rather than see this thing go in the current like crawl that we're in. I mean, this current crawl of being the way we are has not worked. It only worked once.
Yep. And I'll tell you something else, Eddie. There's another organization out there that fails all the time. But you know what? Every time they fail, they learn something. And that's why they are the most successful private rocket company in the world, and that's SpaceX. They test and test and test, and they fail and fail and fail. But guess what? Every time they fail, they're learning something to make it better for the next time and the next time. That's why SpaceX is so successful compared to what NASA's doing out there today. NASA's, or let's say Boeing, it helps. Failing is trying. Yes, it is. Now, look, is putting a team together the same as putting together a rocket? No, it's not. It's different. I get it. But it's the concept. It's the concept that I'm talking about here.
I don't know about this either. I don't know about this. You're giving up a lot for Vladdy Guerrero?
I do like Vladdy.
I like him, but I'm not giving up those 4 for Vladdy.
Oh man.
And also they've already done that. And also the Blue Jays have already done a dog and pony show with Robbie Ray. They're not going to want him back again, I don't think.
Plus, you might not agree with me, but I don't want you're looking at Burns, Vladdy, Chapman. I also don't want to get old before our time either.
It's not unfair.
You better have young guys you're willing to plug in and let them play before you make your team old and try to, pencil in a guy here and another guy here. There's got to be some stability in this roster, Eric.
Yes. And going back to the Wheeler trade where Sabian, you're talking about taking risks. Remember when Sabian traded Wheeler to New York for Beltran, and a lot of people say, no, it wasn't, because guess what? Wheeler didn't become good until like the 4th year in New York. He lost like 2 years to Tommy John. He was always getting hurt. And then finally he started producing there towards the end. But yeah, it took years for Wheeler to actually become somebody. So it's not like it was a huge risk because, it took him a while to become the pitcher who he was. So, but again, he was Sabian was bold. They had just won the World Series the year before. He wants to try to make his team competitive because they were right there. They had lost Posey for the year. So he was trying to do something to bring a bat in the lineup to help the team try to go in 2011. So you can't fault him for that.
So Vladdy's 25 years old, but he's been around for a while, Eric, and
that brings you experience. I mean, he would be a good first baseman for now. That would fill up the. But then again, we also have to deal with
this?
Rice.
Oh gosh, do I have to go down this road again? Man, oh man, I gotta say this because I know people are gonna freaking just eviscerate me. Juan Soto, right? We got Juan Soto. Here we go. Okay. Ready? Yep. Juan Soto. Big if you could get Juan Soto, because all it's going to do is cost you a bunch of money. I know, man. I know. Come on, just hear me out. If you get a new GM and you just open up the bank account, dump them a bunch of money. Right. I'm not talking Shohei Ohtani money, because no one's going to get that. But open up the damn bank account for Soto. You trade for Bichette. You also sign Corbin Burns. Okay. Right? How would that lineup look? Let's just go start with the catcher. You got Bailey. Okay, he's your defensive catcher. I mean, his bat, okay, it's okay when he's healthy. Then you got Chapman. You may have Chapman for at least maybe not. At Chapman at third base, Fitzgerald or Bichette at second base, Bichette at shortstop, Fitzgerald at second base. First base, eventually, it's not going to be next year. Maybe the end of next year, you're going to have Bryce Eldridge in 2026. In the outfield, you got Ramos. You got Lee, and you got Soto. The rotation will consist of Webb, Corbin Burns, Robbie Ray, and then your young guys. Come on, isn't that a pretty competitive
better?
Team? Isn't it? Better. Isn't that a better team? Again, do I think they're going to sign Juan Soto? No. But all you got to do is just outbid everybody. Don't do this whole, well, they offered you $400 million. How about 401? No, you don't do that. That's not how you get it done. And again, we don't know what Juan Soto's prerogative is. We don't know. Does he want the rings? Does he want the stats? Does he want the money? Does he want to be, quote unquote, like you talked about, Glenn? Does he want to be the man? Because I'll tell you one thing. There's two things the Giants can give him: a shit ton of money, and he will be the man 100%.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people, Eric. There are a lot of people out there right now around Major League Baseball talking about the Giants should just open up back up the Brinks truck, so to speak, and pay Soto in the offseason.
They could do it, right?
Eric.
They could.
There are people saying, well, if somebody is going to be paying him $400, just offer him $500. Eric, it's easy to say that when it ain't your money.
I get it.
What's $100 million? But
you know what?
$100 million's $100 million, Eric.
I'll tell you what, though. For this organization, the San Francisco Giants, fifth richest team in the MLB, $100 million is nothing.
But the same people will be crapping on them for, we overpaid $30 million to get Jung-Hoo Lee. Well, come on, look, you can't have it both ways.
But there's a difference. Jung-Hoo Lee was never a proven MLB star when they signed him to that contract. Juan Soto is a elite.
Fair. But you can't have our fans bitching and complaining one way. Come on.
Well, you know what? If fans are going to say that,
if you're saying give them not just $100 million, and $100 million more, then don't bitch you paid Jung-Hoo 30.
But you know what? That would be stupid, because if you could sit there and pay billions of dollars to renovate Mission Rock, get the hell out of here. Pay the money. Look, pay the damn money. Pay the money. That's all you got to do. That's it. It's the simple process. Again, we just don't know what Juan Soto wants. Does he want the stats? Does he want the fame? Does he want the rings? Does he want the money? Now, if you think about this, if you surround Juan Soto with an Eldridge, and a Chapman and a Ramos and a Fitzgerald, because those guys are probably going to get better next year. That's what I'm thinking. It's just more. You're building something here, and then you got an excellent rotation in Webb and Corbin Burns and Robbie Ray, and then your young pitchers. I think you could do that.
No, I agree with Eddie. I agree with Eddie. This ownership has not shown that they're going to spend any money. I don't think it's going to turn around overnight.
I think Eric is proposing a hypothetical.
It's a hypothetical, 100% hypothetical. Do I think it's going to happen?
Oh, it's hypothetical because they're just not going to do it, Eric.
And
it would surprise the hell out of me if they did.
It would, to be honest with you. I'd be floored. I would be floored. I'd fall out of this chair if news broke that the Giants signed Juan Soto, to be honest.
I would be more shocked than happy if we actually did it, because I've heard this trick before. Like,
oh yeah, I know. Because the thing is, I don't believe in Farhan. That's
and Eric and I made a list of about 8 players the other night, didn't we, Eric? About 8 players.
What are you talking about? The
8 players who were, they're going to land this guy.
Oh,
they're going to pay him. And not a single freaking one. And the only one we got close to was at the hotel and then just bolted out of town because the team were screwing around with all the medical records and we got to pay you less and all this crap. He goes, screw you. And then signs back with Minnesota the next day, Eric.
Yeah. I don't blame him either. We shouldn't have done that. I really don't think we should have done that. I mean, imagine Correa here every other week against the Dodgers. That would have been awesome.
We had our list the other day. Correa, Harper.
Ohtani twice. Judge. Stanton.
What was his name in Chicago? Suzuki.
The
pitcher I wanted from the Mets.
Senga.
The fourth ball expert. Look, and we didn't get a single one.
Imanaga, Senga, Suzuki, right? Ohtani. Yamamoto. Yeah, he was remember that he was supposed to be the whale, right? That was supposed to be the whale. Yamamoto, Harper, Stanton, Judge. Oh, remember John Lester? We were supposed to get him. Remember he was supposed to be
good grief. Jeez.
Remember John Lester, and he went to the Cubs instead? Wound up winning the World Series.
Carter, I was telling Eric just behind my condo here, when you drive off the ramp for a week, I had to look at Kodai Senga up on the big board in center field. You could see it all when you were driving down the freeway.
Right.
And he had his Giants hat on, everything else, and they were ready to sign. And Farhan said, I can't do 5 years. So the next day he signed with the Mets for the same money in 5 years.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he? I mean, like,
it's about the years. It was about the years.
It's like that's another problem, guys. Farhan will get you in the room and then starts dicking around with, I gotta screw you. I gotta get a year out of you or a little bit less money. Somehow he's got to get the upper hand, and then all hell breaks loose and the guys bolt.
Yeah.
Right? Every single one of them. Every guy. They were ready the camera guys and the media were ready for a press conference, and he goes, screw this.
And here's another thing. Hiroku makes a fantastic point. Chapman, Snell, Murphy, and Ray, $78 million. Yazzie Slater, $92 million. So what he's saying is, you're throwing money out there, but where is that money going, and who are you getting in return?
It sounds like a fantasy. Sounds like a fantasy baseball league. It's the problem.
That's how Farhan's running this, right? But here's the problem. Hey, Hiroku, you're not even adding in the 3-year deals that every 3-year deal that Farhan has signed has failed. That's money that's been thrown away, right? So it's not like it's money per se. It's who you're getting for said money. That's the problem.
And when you're signing guys to 3-year deals, don't give them 1 and 2 year outs. Then it's really not. I love that. Well, we got a 3-year deal. Screw that. You got a 1-year deal. And you got another 1-year deal if you're lucky.
Another 1-year deal. Another one. Yep. It's just that is the biggest problem with the Giants. We don't have the ability to create a core. We can't create a core
and you know what? Shouldn't there be close to a core? 6 years being a GM.
Exactly.
You're in your 6th year. There should have already been a core here at least a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what Eddie says.
Well, the funny thing is, like, he had the idea of what his core was going to be, and he failed in every single one of them. I mean, like, the best players on our team right now were players who were not supposed to be a part of the plan. That's the funny thing.
Good
like
point.
The players that weren't supposed. That's the thing. We are so lucky. Like, we are truly lucky, because if a lot of things hadn't gone wrong, we wouldn't have had Elliot Ramos or Tyler Fitzgerald, and we would be in massive trouble. Like, we wouldn't have anything to look forward to.
And now, another Giant Sports Talk Live hot take from Grand Admiral Shanahan.
I love this. The anti-Farhan team. Catcher, Joey Bart. First base, Hoskins. Second base, Mauricio Dubon. Shortstop, Carlos Correa. Third base, Donnie Barrels. Left field, Connor Joe. Right field, Johnson? Not sure who Johnson is.
Or is that Brian Reynolds?
Or left field, Joe. Who is Johnson? I'm missing on Johnson. Right field, Canario. Starting pitcher, Gosman. Relief pitcher, Gregory Santos. We could have still had all of them, but Farhan is quote-unquote smart.
Don't forget
Bryce
Brian Reynolds
Johnson.
either.
Gotcha.
Also, Brian Reynolds.
To be honest with you, if you threw that lineup out there every single day, I think you might be better than the current Giants roster.
It might be. It really might be. The funny thing is, like, we also did the whole.
It might be better. Maybe not.
Farhan also did that trade for Andrew McCutchen that sent them Brian Reynolds, and he's been really good over in Pittsburgh. I mean, like, a lot of
that was on Bobby Evans. That was Bobby Evans and.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know
that was Bobby Evans.
Eric, I'm going back to this one. Eddie F says San Francisco's not a cool city for players. I can line up a laundry list of players of the Warriors, the 49ers, and the Giants who will say differently.
No, totally. I mean, like,
when you win here, there's no better place to play.
You'll never buy a drink ever again if you are a winner here, ever.
So to say San Francisco's not a cool city for players, no. I can tell you for a fact, Eddie F is not from the Bay Area.
He might not. Where you at, Eddie? Oh yeah, of course, Heckma. You got Papirski. Oh, he's talking baseball. Oh, I see what he's talking about. I think he's talking about. Are you talking about weather? He might be talking about the weather. There's a lot of people that
just purely baseball. No, he's right. If you were talking purely baseball, yeah, it's not a cool city for players. Apparently, I don't know exactly why. It's surprising because guys like Buster are always talking about how much they love the city, and we can't get better players for some reason. I do think it has to do with Farhan's ID. I think.
You know what? I think so too. Steve-O says I think Steve-O is alluding to that too. It's like, nah, SF Giants not appealing. Other sports, yes. For the simple fact, I think it's because of Farhan Zaidi. I don't think people want to come and play for him.
Well, because he's insane. I mean, like, imagine, like, I would bet $100 that if he thought that platooning Juan Soto would work, he would do it. I'm willing
100% he would.
He would totally do it because he's crazy enough to try and do that stuff. He's bringing insanity to the organization. I mean, what's he done? He's had one good year. Other than that, he's had nothing.
Exactly. And that one good year was not because of him per se. Yeah, he did get a few players. Don't get me wrong. He got Gosman. He got Wade. He got, I think Yaz had a decent year in 21, but it was Posey, Belt, and Crawford that led the charge. Grand Admiral, San Francisco is a great city. I don't care what anyone says. That's bad. There's bad spots and good spots, just like most cities, 100%.
Absolutely, Grand Admiral.
You are correct.
I freaking love it here.
I guarantee you could go to Chicago, you could go to New York, you could go to Dallas, you could go to Houston. You're going to find bad spots in that city.
Do you ever go to a ball game to see the White Sox, Eric?
Southside.
The freaking stadium looks like a penitentiary up on the hill there. Oh my God. Really? I'm a grown guy. I was scared to death. My brother and I went to a game there one night. I go, if we get out of this alive, it'll be a miracle.
It is a sad stadium. It's so sad. Like out there in
Have you been there, Carter?
I have not, but I do a lot of like searching on the internet about stadiums, and I've heard like you can't even, you go to the top deck, you can't go back down to get concessions or anything like that. If you go back down, you lose your seat.
Terrible stadium. Worst stadium in the league.
Jerry Reinsdorf, another guy who needs to sell his team, but he's just, anyway, it's just yeah. I mean, there's so many other stadiums. I mean, look at like Camden Yards over in Oriole or at the Oriole Park. I mean, like that's in a pretty rough part of town. That's what I've heard, at least. I'm not gonna say that's anything.
Glenn, what's your favorite thing to eat at the ballpark?
Here we go.
I have the Polish sausage every night, and I have a beer with it.
There you go. No peanuts?
No, and Bernice has the nachos. Wouldn't you
You don't
say
go to
that's our
Peanuts?
dietary choice at Oracle Park?
A dog and a beer. You can't go wrong with a dog and a beer.
Dog and a beer.
Dog and a beer.
Dog and a beer.
There you go. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're going Terrence Mann on me here.
Dog and a beer. Yeah.
Dog and a beer. And then peanuts. You got to have peanuts, man. You got to have peanuts.
What do you want?
What do you want? I meant, what do you want?
Has Carter seen that movie?
Have you seen Field of Dreams?
I have not. I do.
Oh my
mother's
God.
getting on me. She's like,
Carter.
Carter,
Carter,
you know
oh my God, Carter, you're letting us down now.
You know what that means, Carter, right? He's got to go, man.
You know what? Good.
He's got to go. You haven't seen Field of Dreams, man. Come on, dude.
That isn't that the greatest movie of all time? Baseball movie.
I was just messing with him and he left.
Oh, he left. Greatest sports movie of all time, probably.
Oh my God, dude. You got to watch it, man. You got to watch that.
Hey, Bernice, have you seen that movie? Yeah. Bernice hasn't seen it either. Is there anyone else in the chat who hasn't seen Field of Dreams?
Oh my!
Is there anyone else? Please speak up. Don't be embarrassed. We won't, come down on you too hard.
Hey, Moneyball, look, that should be a badge of honor not seeing that movie. Come on, senior. Come on, man.
My favorite baseball movies: Moneyball, Field of Dreams, and 8 Men Out.
Fair enough.
Has Carter? Wait a sec, Carter. Have you seen 8 Men Out?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Holy crap. What are we going to do with these whippersnappers, Glenn?
Eric, some of the greatest movies, period, of my lifetime.
Field of Dreams is a must. 100% a must see.
And isn't 8 Men Out an education of 1900s baseball?
Oh, you know what's another thing you have to watch? It's not a movie, but it's a documentary. Ken Burns Baseball. You have to watch that.
How many episodes of Tim Burns Baseball have you watched?
Please don't kick me out.
Oh my God!
Eric, it just, you know what? It went off the rails. Eric almost fell out of his seat. Eric lost his headphones.
Oh my God, man. Come on, man.
Hey, did you look into, can we do a watch along? Are we allowed to do the watch along?
I have no idea. You're killing me, Carter.
No, you're killing me too, man. I died laughing when you kicked me out.
I had to kick him out before he even answered.
That was all supposed to be jokes. That was just jokes, man.
No, yeah.
Burns Baseball, dude. You got to watch Ken Burns Baseball, man. You probably can find it on YouTube for free, man. Just go. You got it.
Isn't Ken Burns Baseball one of the best narrations?
Best narrator with what's his name? I got his book. He wrote the.
Oh, perfect.
That guy's voice.
David McCullough.
Isn't his voice
fantastic? It's the same guy who did the Civil War series.
Civil War.
He's the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and his voice is almost doesn't resonate. 1900.
It resonates 100%. The only thing is with Ken Burns Baseball, once it goes to color, it kind of loses something for me. I love all the.
Oh, same with me. I can watch like the late 1800s to about 1920, the Black Sox. I can watch that era over and over and skip the rest.
Oh, it's a great because Ken Burns will focus on specific points in baseball history. And well, of course, one of the big ones, he focuses on the whole Black Sox scandal. And it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, Carter, you don't know what you mean. And this isn't just like you sit down for an hour. You want to watch this thing from start to finish, you better pencil in about probably 22 hours. No, there's probably 2 hours per era.
No, I thought it was an hour. No, there's 10. I think there's 10 episodes.
Yeah, 10 episodes. They're not an hour long, though, Eric.
Yeah, I think they're an hour.
Okay, you guys hang tight. I'm going to get you Ken Burns Baseball's duration.
There you go.
Yeah, I have done extensive reading on the Black Sox scandal.
Fair enough. Hey, at least you read on it. Okay, you're good. You're good.
Eric, how many hours did you say Ken Burns, the running time?
10 hours.
And I said 20. It's 18 and a half hours.
Holy crap. Well, there you go. Glenn wins.
We're 1-1.
Wait, I thought it was
no, that's right. The Fan. I have never watched The Fan.
Isn't this?
Oh, I mentioned that one to you.
You talked
And
about
the fan, have you? I won't even ask Carter. Eric, the fan is based on a San Francisco Giant fan who ends up murdering the ball players.
Oops.
He's trying to sell knives and then sneak away from his job because he couldn't sell the little pecker.
Oh, wow.
You got to see this. You got to see. And you know who stars in it?
Who is it? Was it, who is it? I don't even know.
It's the guy who's always talking about Trump. What's his name?
De Niro?
Yes, Robert De Niro is the deranged baseball fan.
He plays a lot of deranged roles. I can't even lie.
He does.
Another great movie. You got to watch. The Fan didn't get in fact, the Fan was on the other night when I was flipping through the television. It was on one of the channels, and I watched probably an hour and fell asleep. These movies, man. Oh, I'm excited to sign off and watch some baseball movies tonight.
Yeah, you know it's a great book to watch. Oh my gosh. In the Glory of Their Times. Fantastic.
Why did they put that into a movie form?
No. Oh, well, yeah. You know what they did? You know, if you read In the Glory of Their Times and you watch Ken Burns' baseball, he pretty much lifts almost every part of that book and puts it in that movie or documentary.
It was only Little League. We were just kids. He was 9 years old once, remember? That was a great movie. Eric, you can promise me, Eric, you can tell me to check out any movie as long as you watch The Fan.
The Fan. You know it's another great book? Oh my gosh. It's a thick book. Read oh my gosh. The big sabermetrics guy, Bill James, Encyclopedia. Fantastic book. It's about this damn thick, but it is awesome. He breaks down his top like 100 in every era. He breaks down his 100 in every position. Oh, dude, it's incredible.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yes, but Bill James, who does he say is the most underrated ball player in the history of baseball?
That I don't know.
I can tell you the answer.
Is it Matt Stairs?
Matt Stairs.
No kidding.
Watching the YouTube video and they interview him today, he goes, Matt Stairs is the single greatest unknown, underpaid, underappreciated player in the history of baseball.
This guy?
Who will be our guest coming up on Sunday.
Sunday afternoon, guys. Yes, 42 was a good movie, Bogser. Yeah, how can I forget? 42 is a really
Carter, do you know who Matt Stairs is?
Yes, I did a Google search after you guys had him showing on the the show.
23 pinch hit home runs leads all-time major league record.
It's pretty damn impressive.
23 pinch hit home runs.
When you Googled him, did you watch the video of his NLCS and his World Series home runs?
I'm gonna check that out.
Check it out. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, because
wait till you see his swing. Next time we got you on the show, you'll say, "Oh yeah, he's Mr. Grip It." Well, you know what his nickname is, Eric, right?
Who?
Matt Stairs. He has a nickname.
I have no idea what it is.
What was his nickname? Oh? No. Okay, I'm probably going to get this wrong. I'll have it for Sunday. I got to make my notes. He is I think his nickname is the greatest hitter.
The greatest hitter? That's his nickname? The greatest hitter.
Yeah. The greatest hitter.
Matt Stairs as a Civil War cavalry officer can't convince me otherwise.
I was looking at the same one.
That's pretty good. Game of Shadows, great audiobook. Ooh. Oh, I know what that's about. Yeah, that's about the
what's this one he's talking about?
Enhance.
Will, have you guys seen what's this one?
On Steve.
Oh, I actually might have seen this actually. It was like this YouTube. No, I don't think this is correct, but I've seen this YouTube series on the Mariners and how they started to come to be because of the whole. There was a senator that got mad about the A's moving to Oakland, and he wanted backing from certain people, and they tried to get a new baseball club in Seattle. That club got moved and turned into the Boston, not to the Boston
Brewers.
Yeah, to the Brewers.
It was the Seattle Pilots.
But yeah, Steve was a Toronto Blue Jay.
Yeah, he was a Blue Jay.
Yeah, Dave Steve was a Blue Jay, but he's from San Jose.
There you go.
He's from the San Jose area. He's up on the wall of fame they have at
That guy played like
at
40
Hockey
years or
Stadium
something
over
like
there.
that. Yeah, he played a lot. He was a very long career.
Oh, Will B says 1 on Steve and 1 on the Mariners. There's a great video the Mariners put out way back, late 70s, called A Diamond in the Emerald City. That's probably on YouTube. Check that out. It's 55 minutes in length.
Man,
Nice.
I will say I do feel a little bad for the Mariners and the city of Seattle because they've had so much talent and they just never got it done.
Bud Selig plays too many favorites, doesn't he, Eric?
Yeah. Great commissioner. Truly a great commissioner. It wasn't.
Tell me how the hell does he get into the Baseball Hall of Fame?
If he does, it's going to be a
He is. No, he is. He's
He
in the
is?
Baseball Hall
Oh
of Fame.
my
He's in
gosh.
the Yeah, how
I mean,
does
he
get in the
let
Baseball
what's his
Hall of Fame?
name? He let what's his name own the Expos. I can't remember his name.
What's that? What are we talking about?
He let this one Bud Selig let this one owner own both the Expos and the Marlins. His name's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his name. Not LaRue. No.
Oh, Bert Blyleven. Dude had a hell of a curveball.
What was his name?
Good call, Ed. Much appreciated. That's good.
Oh, you're talking about the guy from Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was
he's
his
big in
name?
the Montreal. Jeff Loria.
Yeah,
Jeff
Loria.
Loria.
Oh my gosh. He ran 2 franchises into the ground but that is a black eye on Bud Selig's tenure, to say the least.
Hey, let's not even talk about the damn. He knew what the hell was going on with freaking steroids.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a get out of here. Get out of here, Bud Selig.
He'd be a hell of a guest if you could get him on, Eric, but I'm not even going after him.
No, hell.
Wouldn't it just be Eric screaming at him how bad of a job he did?
Yeah, well, I'm usually pretty professional when we're interviewing people.
No, good.
Something may slip. You never know.
There you go. Yeah. Anyway, Selig, terrible commissioner, screwed it all up.
Yep. All right, Glenn, we're getting close to the end.
All right, Carter, thanks for coming in, buddy.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Take
See
it
you,
easy,
buddy.
Carter.
There you go. He was in longer than I thought, but we were having a good
Yeah, it was
good yarn with him, weren't we,
discussion.
young fella?
Good discussion. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah, it was good. The chat is lively as usual over there today. Hiroku's still sticking around.
Yeah, we got a lot of people still sticking around. A guy called Ed can argue that steroids brought the MLB more casual fans. You know what? I like it.
Now, in the Giants chat with a guy called Ed.
Exactly. I mean, if you think about it, without the steroids, what would the fan base? Because it was waning, right? Wasn't the fan base kind of waning in the midnight, especially after the '94 strike? Yeah, it was steroids. Brought excitement back to the game. It 100% did, no doubt about it.
I won. Yeah.
MLB was a sinking ship. Yes, it was, Will. 100% it was. MLB was on after that strike in '94, man. Holy crap.
Oh, will you pass me the mail that come in today? I'm just getting my mailman, my helper here, Eric. I only had one thing come in for the collection today.
Uh-oh. What you
Only
got?
one thing.
Only one, huh?
I told you it feels like a Friday, but I think Eric's going to like this one.
Yes.
I got this huge box came in the mail today, Eric.
A huge box.
As soon as Bernice got home from work, she goes, "What the hell?
Hold on.
You bought a lot of something because it came in this huge box."
Here,
I got one little item here. No, you're on the wrong.
He's going to be in there somewhere.
No Wilmer today, Eric.
Somewhere. No Wilmer today.
No, I'm overwhelmed with my song. What was I playing around the house this morning, Bernice? Wilmer. Oh, I love that song, by the way. Will, that was freaking everybody heard the song last night. That was awesome, wasn't it?
That one?
Here's what I picked up today, Eric.
What you got?
It's from 1974, December 7th, 74. It is TV Guide magazine.
TV Guide magazine. Ah! Oh, that's great.
You see it?
That's great. You got Charles Ingalls in there. Nice.
You see it?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of there's a bad glare, but yeah, I see Michael Landon.
Yeah, I'm getting the glare off the computer screen.
Yeah,
but
look at that. That's great.
And I know you're a big fan.
Oh yeah, love that
See
series.
the year?
Yep, that's the year it began, the first season. Yeah.
So that is so I picked up, the other ones will be here tomorrow. I have 7 TV guides, all with Little House on the Prairie theme.
Mm.
And I have People magazine with the cast on the cover coming tomorrow.
Oh wow, look at that. Going all out, man.
Oh, Eric, like everything I do, man, I'm not just a casual fan.
You don't dabble your feet in the water. You just jump right in, man.
Yeah, so I got that. Quiet day in the collecting front, but Wilmer's been near and in fact, look how one of those things that you float on in the pool that you blow up, and they're lengthy and the top kind of flips a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, the floaties.
Look what they shipped it in.
Man, they made sure that nothing happened to it.
Look, and it's got the little. It looked literally like.
Hey, you can take that with you.
Look, does it not? Look?
Take that with you to a damn baseball game. Have a nice cushioned seat.
Honestly. Oh, you're gonna hear an explosion now. I better not. I was close. Well, Eric, my statistical machine here broke down. We've been on the air so long. So if I can quickly bring up tomorrow's Wednesday.
Yep.
That means we've got afternoon baseball at 12:45. When you mentioned it earlier in the show, Garrett Crochet, a tough pitcher, the left-hander, 6-9, 3.61 ERA for a bad ball club, up against Logan Webb. So we may be facing a good pitcher. The White Sox, a bad team, going to be facing a great pitcher. Logan Webb, 3.17 ERA. It's dropped significantly. We go with our right-hander at Oracle Park tomorrow afternoon, 65 degrees at opening pitch, light winds. Giants looking for their 66th win. The 2 games over 500, Eric. Don't sweep them out of the race just yet, buddy. Fingers crossed.
I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Early games tomorrow. Baltimore at the Mets, Boston at Houston, and Pittsburgh at Texas. Then we've got the White Sox and the Giants at 12:45. You and I are on the air tomorrow morning, bright and early at 7 a.m. We've got daytime baseball, the little show called Giant Sports Talk Live tomorrow night. You and I. Oh, by the way, we forgot to remind everybody. Book your Sunday with us. Coming up on Sunday, September 1st, you get to meet me, and this guy right here, Eric. Where are we going to be, Eric?
We're going to be here.
Looking forward to it. A lot of guys in the chats have already said that, hey, not only tonight, earlier chats, we're going to be there. So I know Robert's going to be there, and Carter might drop by as well. There's a few other guys I think you mentioned are going to be there. And hey, we're just going to have some fun, meet some of the guys who are part of our chat, and some of them we haven't even met before, which is kind of cool.
If you could show up, that'd be awesome. If not, hey, that's cool. We'll see you guys on the post game later that evening. So it's all good.
Will B says it wouldn't last a minute, that inflatable. Hey, you asked Bernice what I'm like. A lot of these cards come in the mail each day, packed in bubble wrap.
Right.
I haven't met a bubble wrap I didn't like. I twist it like a bow tie, just go.
Yeah. Sounds like a machine gun going off.
Machine gun, baby. Caught in the crossfire. Well, that's about it for me. I don't know about you. Anything to add, Eric, to this lively show? We're closing in with 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds or less. What do you got to add?
You know what? It's going to go longer than 30 seconds because we have to do this.
What do we got to do? Need more, Eric!
Glenn's got a secret in his room at night. Wilmer Flores baseball cards shiny in the light. Find him at the card shop, wallet in his hand, filling up a binder with that Mets fan brand. Wilmer Flores all the way. Glenn's collection here to stay. Every card in plastic case gives a smile on Glenn's face. Training in the schoolyard, kids gather around. Glenn's got the rare ones, jealousy abounds. Late nights organizing, spreads them on the floor. Each one in a special spot, always room for more. Wilmer Flores all the way. Glenn's collection here to stay. Every card in plastic case gives a smile on Glenn's face. Late nights organizing, spreads them on the floor. Each one in a special spot, always room for more. Wilmer Flores all the way. Glenn's collection here to stay. Every card in plastic case gives a smile on Glenn's face.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.